here we have two pieces of chicken. They look pretty close to each other. The difference is they were both cooked on the same grill. They were both reheated the next day in the oven at the exact same temperature to the exact same degree, but one of them is juicier than the other. I'm gonna show you why. So recently I tried something new when it came to leftover chicken, and my wife was like, man, this is ridiculously juicy, what'd you do? And about 6 or 8 months ago, I saw something on Instagram, I think it was Cosmos Q, and I was like, I don't know if it'll work. And it stuck in the back of my brain for a little while. And then last week, I was making some chicken for my wife, and I needed to make some, freeze it so that she could defrost it later and warm it up in the oven. And I wanted to make sure it was juicy, so I decided to give this method a try. And when you look at this chicken, tell me it's not super juicy. So before I can spoil the surprise here or share the surprise with you, we gotta get some chicken here. We've just got some boneless, skinless, organic, air-chilled chicken. Get out our pepper can. We will make a little bit of pepper. We're gonna keep the seasoning pretty basic. You can season however you want, it doesn't really matter. But I've been making this for my wife recently, and excuse me, she is loving it for salads and whatnot. So we're going to just open this up. Now, if you are a subscriber, you'll notice that I'm wearing similar clothes to a previous video. I'm working on a couple different videos today. So earlier, I already fired up the Yoder. We're using some Bear Mountain hickory pellets today. Right now we're sitting at about 465. It's been screaming along for a good 25 minutes. It's super hot, all right? But what we got here is we've got some, this is just Diamond Crystal Kosher salt in another container. Make it shake friendly. Got some obviously fresh cracked pepper from our pepper can in here. And you know, one of the things when you have leftover meat, a lot of times it's a little drier and tougher the next day and not as enjoyable. This method, I think, is gonna change things for you. So let's just turn these guys over, give our other side a seasoning. There we go. And this is just garlic powder. I can't remember if I told you, but salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, that's it. It's a good base for just any type of seasoning for meat, if you're just doing it other than barbecue, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let this sit for a minute or two, and I'm gonna throw this on the Yoder. Now, one of my favorite things about having a pellet grill is that you don't have direct fire on something like chicken, right? So it's cranking along at 465 right now. I'm gonna put this presentation side down right over the firebox with the plate in place. And that radiant heat is going to give me a nice crust on the outside of my chicken here, but I don't have to babysit it. I'm gonna let it go for about 10 minutes on one side, and then I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna probably go somewhere between 4 and 8 minutes for these breasts, and then we'll pull them off about 150. But let's go take these outside now. We'll throw them on there and we'll get them cooking, because it's really, this video is really not about the cooking. It's all about what you do after you cook them. So we took our chicken outside, and I took out the top rack just so you guys could see what's going on there. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm putting the breast right over the firebox. You'll notice I'm to the right side of the firebox, right? That spot is a little hotter than the front. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the thicker piece of the chicken right over the hottest spot, right at the edge of that plate. All right, that's gonna give you the best results. And again, at this point in time, I just set my alarm. I got 9 minutes and 14 seconds left. I'm not gonna do anything except for probably cheers. That's it. In 9 minutes now, we'll flip them over and then we'll cook them till they're about 150. All right, so I made one critical mistake. It won't impact this experiment, but I'll explain it to you in a little bit. What are we doing here? This one we pulled off at 150, brought it inside, let it rest, and we're gonna let this come down in temperature and throw it in the fridge like we normally would. These ones I took up to 155 for 3 minutes, so I knew everything was cooked properly. Excuse me, bacteria was killed. Putting this in a backpack bag. I gotta run downstairs to use my chamber vac for this one. I'll be right back. All right, so what we've done is we've used my chamber vac and we vac them. If you don't have a vac sealer, you can put them in a Ziploc bag, but the secret here is that this is ice cold water. Put it in a Ziploc bag. This water is cold. You can't see ice floating in it, but it is quite cold. And what we're doing is we're bringing down the temperature extremely quick, almost like you're doing when you make sausages and you're getting that snappy case on the outside of it. Except for this, what it's gonna do is when we reheat this, you'll be amazed at the juiciness. So I'm gonna let this sit in there for about another 30 seconds and then I'm gonna throw them in the fridge. One's gonna go in the fridge, so I have it for the video. The other one's gonna go in the freezer. And I'll tell you what my wife does is she sticks them in cold water to defrost them and then puts them in the oven and warms them up. And she's had 3 or 4 of them now and said they're absolutely amazingly juicy. I mentioned I made a little bit of a mistake. One of the reasons I'm doing this is my wife is having some health issues and we had to be very careful about what she's eating right now. And normally when I do chicken, I would have a marinade or at the minimum, I'd have some oil on it, especially boneless, skinless breast that I'm gonna do on the Yoder. I didn't put any on it because I can't right now and I totally forgot. So when I went out at 10 minutes, I was like, why is there no color on these? No oil. Oil, a little bit of oil helps get the color. So what I ended up doing, luckily with the Yoder, we've got the firebox right there. I opened up the diffuser door and I threw these guys over top of the fire. Now this one didn't get as much time over the fire because it was close. I wanted to pull it off at 150. Trying to give it a good chance, but I wanted to pull off 150 so it could carry over and still be in good shape. These ones I could put on the fire for a little bit longer. It's just an appearance thing. But what I did is I flipped these guys back and forth over the fire until we got up to 155 for 3 minutes. At 3 minutes, the bacteria is killed. Then I ran inside, moved the camera, brought them inside, we vac packed them, and now we're in cold water. All right, so tomorrow, I want to give it overnight to make the experiment, give it some validity, if that's the word for it. But we're gonna put them in the fridge overnight. Usually I'm gonna let this cool down for maybe another 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna throw it in the fridge, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day. We've got our chicken here, and I've preheated the oven at 400. We're gonna warm it up in the oven. Give it a quick spray just for cleaning purposes. And you can tell the difference between these two right out of the gate, but we're gonna put them side by side. And I could cheat by dropping some juices on it, but we'll not do that. We'll keep it head to head. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna throw these in the oven for 30, 40 minutes until they get up to 150. I'll let you know how long that takes, and then we'll cut them open and have a look at the difference. All right, so it took 28 minutes. We actually got up to about 156, 157. I think they're pretty both. So they're the exact same temperature. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get this one out. I'm gonna get this out of the way. And let me give you a shot of these. So we're gonna go just like that. And hopefully this will come across in the camera, but this is the one right here that was just rested on the counter. And here's the one that was rested, on the, or flash cooled. Can we see a difference? This one, when I cut into it, I could see moisture from the top. Let's take a little slice out of here, a little slice out of this one, and we'll see if we can taste the difference here. You can see the moisture on the board, so yeah, right away. It's not dramatic, but it is definitely noticeable. Absolutely noticeable. This one that we flash cooled first has more moisture into it, and it's just a nicer bite overall. This is pretty good. The secret here is that we pulled this off at 150, so we know that this was going to be cooked absolutely perfect. But even still, we pushed this one to 155, flash cooled it, and this one's got the edge there on texture and moisture. This guy's the winner. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. Listen, if chicken's your thing, I'm going to show you how to stop cooking dry chicken on your Yoder. Check out this video right here. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.